Hi, welcome to Feral Manor. If this is your first time here, and welcome back to all of our repeat viewers. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Leonie, and this is Steve, and we're the two feral gardeners. As you can tell, it is blowing a gale here in Canberra today, which is exactly what we expect from our spring weather. Not the nicest weather to be out gardening, although everything seems to be holding up really well. This is what we've got for you today. We're working on our potatoes, trying to increase their yield, fixing up the front garden, which has been neglected since we've been away. I've taken delivery of a new tree. We've also been out to the nursery, particularly to look for plants for our front verge, and I'm still looking to do some more work with planting native plants into pots and making interesting arrangements. Stick around and I'll see you at the end of the video. Just look past the weeds for a moment and you'll see that we've got a lot of potato seedlings coming up here, and these are ones from who knows how many years ago we planted these, but they're coming up now, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to particularly to try and take these ones. I'm hoping they're separate to this big plant over here, and transplant them into a pot, which I've never actually, ever since I made it about 15 years ago, I've never known what to do with it, and I think growing potatoes in it could actually just be the perfect solution. Yep, that's a big one. I think I'm going to go pretty well with these. If you've not grown potatoes before, the trick is getting them to keep growing upwards, and the more stem they put on, the more potatoes you're likely to get. What I'm going to do is plant the potatoes in here, and I will put this one on straight away because I think it really needs to go on. As the plant grows up, I'll be putting more soil and more mulch on the top of it so that the leaves keep growing through and the stem keeps growing, and hopefully we will get more potatoes. Right, I think that's high enough for them. So yep, there's one. Put that on one side and this one on the other. Probably should only be doing one, but what the hell. So yeah, so these all need to be covered up, or at least the tubers need to be covered up. You can just see here the principle I'm already talking about. These are roots already coming out part the way up the stem, so I'll definitely be covering that one up right up to here. And I think I'll also be adding some compost while this soil has got, potting mix has got food in it. I don't think it'll hurt to have a bit of compost in there as well. Okay, I've got it. I think I'll leave it for the time being, where I won't forget to water it. Put on the next layer of the pot. This is always a bit of a fiddly process to get it the way around it's meant to be. And putting more soil in. And a little bit of mulch over the top. And those poor old plants just poking out, but that's all they need. And we'll see how they go. Since I put the potatoes into this potato tower about a week ago, they have actually not only put on more leaves, but I think they have grown, well, I thought 10 centimetres, but I'm thinking now things are coming up to where my wrist is, close to 15 centimetres of growth. So that can just mean one more thing, more dirt and compost needed on top of them. This is the must-have garden vlogger's shot. Forgive me, camera. I'm super happy today because, yes, my latest plant has just arrived, and this beauty is Shatoot King White Mulberry, and I've been looking forward to getting this for quite some time now. Let's see if I can remember this time how to open it correctly. Ooh, I can see some leaves, it's very exciting, and yes, going in through the bottom. Rather than the top as I did last time. This is a bit easier than last time I did it. Oh, look at that. Look at all the leaves on it. Wow. This is already a fantastic tree, but I suspect I'm going to have to trim this back. And what I want to do is just get it out of here, out of this pot and into some water. It's got holes in there. I might just pop it straight in. I've got two pots here. This one is certainly the size of the tree as it currently is, and would give a little bit of growth, but I'm suspecting I might be better off putting it in this deeper tub, which is a similar width, a bit wider, but deeper, and would obviously allow a lot more root growth at this point in time. I might go and ask Steve what his thoughts are.
Too big.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a bit too big for it at the moment.
Could be.
Okay, so let's go with this big one. I might need some more potting soil too, Steve. Wow, it's actually got quite big roots on it. Wasn't expecting that. They will have to get cut off. They're too big. Look at the roots. Roots go all the way down there. So yeah, definitely will be cutting some of that back. That's a reasonable height. And as we all know with plants, if you're taking it off the bottom, you're going to have to take it off the top. I've decided for the moment to just put it in the semi-shade. I really don't want it to get too hot, and also too hopefully it'll have a chance to avoid any particularly harsh overnight temperatures here too. As I say, can't take off the bottom without taking off the top, so here we go. And I might just cut back some of these big leaves too, so that the poor old thing gets over its transplant shock. Well, it's only taken me, 3 weeks to get out and do what I was going to do when I got back from Europe. So the red onions are weeded. I still have a few to pull out. It seems that a lot have turned into clumps, which is probably, I don't know, maybe just because we planted them so late in the season. There has been some confusion because I forgot that while I'd planted red onions up one end of the bed, I had replanted a whole lot of walking onions down the far end of the bed. Being spring and all, we've been to the native plant nursery this afternoon and got lots of plants. Are you going to put the Themedas in there, or?
I'm going to put them somewhere around here. Exactly. I'm just going to weed because there's lots of weeds here still.
Yeah.
I mean, I got rid of most of them, but I didn't get rid of them all of them. So.
There are 6 Themedas. Themeda triandra, kangaroo grass. Steve was putting this out in the front where he was digging. He's just clearing some more weeds out of there. I've also bought lots of daisies. In particular, I've got billy buttons, which do grow up to be beautiful tall daisies with a ball flower on the end, as you can see from that. This one is a new one to me. It's a Proliferum jaceoides, which is a showy copper wire daisy, and that's 2 of them there, but I think I will actually have to sacrifice the flowers to make sure the plants get settled in properly. I've also got this one, which is Ammobium alatum, the winged stern daisy, which is apparently like a white paper daisy with bright yellow flowers. And last but not least, I've sort of got your bog standard Xerochrysum, these are, bracteantha red sunset. So these are dark pink and red flowers. I forgot, I don't know how I could forget because it keeps spiking everyone. This is a native raspberry, Rubus parvifolius, and yes, it does have edible fruit. So it is spiky like its European cousin. I'm not sure how big a pot I can plant that into. It will clearly grow. I mean, these things are not going to slow down, but I can't plant it too big at the moment. Trying to decide where it's going to go, probably into a pot. So I'm just having one of those days when I'm in a funk and don't really feel like doing a lot of gardening. Could be because it's yet another windy day. One thing I do want to do, these Xerochrysums that we bought today, we deliberately bought ones that appear to be multi-plant in the pot, and one of the few things I feel that I can manage is just to put them in this tub. This is a mixture of water and worm tea, and I'm just going to pop them all out of the pot, stick them in there and see how I go with just pulling them apart. Now apparently crocks are no longer recommended for the bottom of pots, so this one's got quite a sizable hole in it, so I've just grabbed a piece of ratty shade cloth. I'm going to stick that in, and at least if nothing else that will stop the potting mix going through. I was just saying that the snails are really bad at the moment, and I really don't want to risk these plants being eaten to death, putting them straight out. So I'm actually going to plant them out here in this pot, and then I'm going to leave them probably up on this table for the next day or so, just in an attempt to let them get established before I put them anywhere near in harm's way. It's dawned on me that these plants have actually been put in obviously clusters of seeds. There's hundreds of them all shoved in together, and I don't actually think they're going to survive very long on their own at this size. So I've decided to just grab some of these pots, because they've all got quite long root systems, and I'm just going to pop them on and let them grow in a little bit more before we start doing things like sticking them out in the garden where they're really going to be up against it. I've got so many new plants, but most of them not really ready to go out yet. Steve's got the Themedas planted, which is great, and there's supposed to be rain tomorrow, which would be good if it happens. I also have an issue with this. These are my bulbs, and they have to come out of this container. They were put in here to flower earlier this year, and for various reasons that didn't happen. So now I really need to get them out of this pot and into pots where they can actually grow on without having problems. So yeah, I've got 2 shoots coming off that one off that one. It's hard to tell this one, I think. Yeah, it's not looking very good, no. Oh no, completely rotten. So 2 out of 3 survived, and I'm just going to put these into just the old 4-inch pots just to let them have some growing space. These just need to grow on unhindered. So just 1 pot each, that'll be fine. I really don't particularly want to pull this one apart. I'm not sure how it will flower next year with those bits on the side, but we'll just have to see. I'm so happy with the way the first potato tower turned out that I decided I'd do it again. So here's the second one, and this is again around the remaining potatoes that were in the garden bed that I didn't dig up. They've also taken off, and all I did was bend some wire mesh around and then put some shade cloth around it just to help keep the soil in. I'm hoping I'm going to get a good result out of this lot as well. So I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're having a great time gardening in spring and the hay fever's not killing you. And we'll see you the next time we're in the garden. Bye for now.